Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
It has been a little bit. How's it going, everybody? Happy New Year's. I don't really like to say that too long after the New Year's has already started, but I guess since I already said it, it's already out there. For those that do not know, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, my name is Ash, and I am a gig worker, and I will say my location in just a few moments because this live stream is all about us just getting together every single week as much as possible so that we can do like this gig work kind of weekly recap, talk about our earnings, our struggles, and everything in between. So this way I can get your answers and not just mine. Which location are you lovelies in? So for those that do not know, I am in Montreal, Quebec, where it is a snowstorm. So I am guessing that all my other fellow Montrealers are probably staying inside. Ain't that right, Guillaume? I see you in the chat. And hello, Kenny. Two of my sweethearts, my lovelies on a regular basis that are always in my comments. And that is the wrong one. There we go. So I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, guys. Tonight is a snowstorm. I think we're getting like 15, 20 centimeters. So I'm buckling in tight, but that's no surprise because it's a Tuesday. So I don't know about many of you lovelies, but no, I do not go out on Tuesdays to do some gig work. I stay home regardless. And so now what I'm going to be adding to the mix onto this YouTube channel is Tuesday night live streams. And I'm trying to pick an hour that works the best for everybody. And I think 10 p.m. works great. Hello, Cheyenne. How you doing tonight, lovely? It's great to see you here. So everybody pop into the chat where you are currently located. Guillaume says, yeah, now in Sherbrooke too. Yeah, it's pretty wild out there. We got wild douches. Douches. Oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible. From New Jersey, sounded like you mispronounced it Quebec. No, but I actually went to Jersey this past summer, so that's pretty cool. No, I have a list, but I'm pretty confident that I can spell it and possibly pronounce it, but we'll see. Central. Okay, Arkansas. Okay, cool. So we got locations that are popping here in the chat, and while we get those popping off there, let's put on to another one. So I want to know which gig apps that you work for. So those that follow my channel on a regular basis would know for a fact that I work for Uber Eats, DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, I used to work for Instacart, but that crashed and burned because they have their little TOS that they want people to sign for that I have no interest in signing because I will not remove my content. Hey Benjamin, how's it going tonight? Oh, it's so cool to see. You know what's really cool? Okay, it's been like 8 months since I did a previous live stream. And so it's really cool. In about 8 months span, I would say the channel's probably grown about, I don't know, 2,500 subscribers or so. So seeing some of these names that I see in the comments that I reply to on a regular basis, it's like so much more cool to just see them pop here in the chat. It's awesome. Just gonna touch my music a bit here. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but I know I can. So I have it in the headphone. So which apps do you lovelies work for? So as I mentioned, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Skip the Dishes. As those that are popping in, come pop in your locations. Let's talk about gig work all in between, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to add them into the chat. LJ, hi Ash, greetings from the UK. Let's smash that like button, people. Just like them while playing orders. I appreciate that, love. Thank you so much. Yes, that definitely is always welcomed any single time. So I work for those 3 companies. You guys all know Uber Eats is my main. I would definitely say Skip the Dishes is my secondary. I would say about 85% is Uber, 15% is Skip, and then followed by DoorDash. So we got a DoorDash, a Uber, and Dash. I like it. That's cute. Benjamin, storm is really bad here in Ottawa too. I am not surprised. We're pretty much connected. Yeah, we are pretty much connected. So because of that, we're all kind of seeing the storm. And I forget in the West if it was, I don't remember if it's in Alberta or BC, but yeah, they're getting hit with it. Guillaume has Uber X, Eats, Skip, DoorTrash, rarely, absolutely. Kenny, DoorTrash, but taking a break while the car gets fixed, absolutely. It was your breaks, right? That was what it was, Kenny? It was your breaks? Yeah, I have no idea what Skip is. Skip is Skip the Dishes. It's kind of like the Canadian version, I guess, of Grubhub is the way that I would say it. You can't get Skip in the US, so that would probably be why. But we don't have Grubhub here in Canada. So, the next one on here is, are you lovelies full-time or are you part-time? So for those that do not know, I do part-time deliveries. So when I first started off, I would say that I started dabbling on full-time, but never really executed it. I don't have the whole passion for a gig work at a full-time schedule. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, 2 years ago versus now, it's really not the same. As Kenny says, we got some snow here last Thursday, and yes, my brakes went out. Yeah, that would do it. Saskatchewan will be hitting it. Yeah, so that's where it is. I thought it was somewhere. Yeah, there you go. We're also, Guillaume, we're getting it again Friday night. So, hey, there we go. I like to see that, Wild. So Wild just popped into the chat, so anybody that decides to become a member, you have no obligation to become a member, but when you do, you can use those emotes inside the chat, which is pretty cool. So you can go ahead and use those, what is it, semicolon Uber Eats, semicolon DoorDash? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Benjamin, Grubhub and Skip have the same logo. They haven't related some. Yeah, I think there's a tie-in to it. I definitely think that there's a tie-in between those two. That's how I defer it. Skip Canadian, Grubhub American. Just let me know too, guys, in the chat, just in case that the audio is good enough and if you guys can hear some of the music. I'm trying not to shout as my 4-year-old son is across the hall sleeping and has school tomorrow. And the last time I used to do live streaming was in the comfort of my basement, where that was never a problem. So yeah, trying to get used to my whole censorship of the whole volume aspect. But yeah, Wild, I love the fact that you pop those emotes in there. That is so cool. I'm going to be creating more as more members come along. YouTube would allow me to create more emotes. So we have an Uber, we have a DoorDash, we have a Skip, we have a DoorTrash. Wow, can you type in semicolon DoorTrash and see what comes up? That one's my favorite. It's DoorDash in a waste paper basket. And then we have the Instacart one. So I am a part-time. That was good. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think so. Well, I don't know. Man, woman, I don't know. I can't tell about the username. Thank you. So I have a part-time for Uber Eats, for DoorDash, for Skip, and I would say when it comes to the question of how many hours do I work, I would say this week, because this one I'm quoting for this week is I worked a whopping 10 hours. So I just started off the New Year's. I don't know if you guys have heard it you'll hear it in tomorrow's podcast and my last week podcast. Got a scratchy voice going on. Perfect. Wow, so mad. Good. Got that knocked down. I got the scratchy voice going on. So a lot of this week, my Christmas holidays, I spent it sick. New Year's, I got better. But because of that, I'm only starting to integrate going out more for deliveries. And I don't know about you lovelies, but for myself, in my area, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Getting the offers, it's just, there's a DoorDash. I love it. I love seeing that one. I know it's in black and I gotta put the white in the background, but I love seeing it. Thank you, Wild. So going back to what I was saying, when it comes down to my market currently recently, it's just horrible. You go out, you're waiting 15 minutes for a ping. My brother also does deliveries too now. And you're not able to make that income currently. So I much rather give back towards my content if I can in any way versus going out and doing the hours. But I'm working Thursdays, day and night depending, Fridays, day and night depending, and then Saturday and Sundays I'm working the evening. LJ, just on Uber, but haven't done any for about 8 months now, but do more Just Eats, which is like DoorDash, I think. Part-time with these, but still delivering for Papa John's. Been with them for a year and a half. All right, well, you know what's cool about that, at least with Papa John's, I know for a fact that you're probably gonna get correct me if I'm wrong, a decent base salary, unlike we get with these apps, and then you get your tips on top of it, so that's really cool. Cheyenne, Skip, and Grubhub are the same parent company. They are both part of Just Eat's Takeaway. There you go. I'm not one to study, so I appreciate that, love. Benjamin, every time I pick up DoorDash from a restaurant, I always say I'm here for door trash. The workers are never even phased. You know what? I'm not really surprised by that. I'm not. I rarely ever do a DoorDash order, so maybe I will drop that one when I do it. So, I know Guillaume already answered this previously. So do you do groceries, rides, or food? I'm hoping as these live streams come along, we're going to build more momentum and people are going to see these questions just popping naturally. So for myself, I'm highlighted in the blue. I do groceries and foods. I know Guillaume just got set up with UberX once again for the year 2024. My brother would love to get set up with UberX, but the problem with that here in Quebec is if you don't speak enough French and their requirements is you have to for their courses, then unfortunately you can't really bypass that. And since my brother is not bilingual, he can't actually bypass that. So that's the problem. There is the car inspection and there's the course. And from what I just learned from Guillaume, it's rather expensive. Myself, I won't do UberX. I have the whole paranoia of somebody within my car. I still have my son's booster seat, and it's like, I kind of just want to reserve that spot for him. With my luck, there would be, I don't know, somebody puking in my car or something like that happening that would just make me ultimately just want to trash it out the window. Hey, Guillaume, have you ever had any experiences with that when it's come to doing UberX? Somebody vomiting in your car, that's just horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't want to go through that. Really wow. There is absolutely no requirements for UberX there. Wow. But in the US, correct me if I'm wrong, or I don't know if it's in other places in Canada, do you have something, it's called like you got to get a serve license or something for alcohol deliveries? Because unlike over here, we don't have to have that. So I think that is something different that we don't have. I think that's it. Yeah. Many times. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. No, I'm not doing it then. Well, I said it's happened many times, and then you got Guillaume telling me, yeah, you got paid. You got lucky you got paid the $150 cleaning fee. I wonder what happened if somebody's just like, oh no, sorry, and just leaves. I may be guilty of doing that. I don't remember the night too well. Kenny, why am I not being surprised by that, huh? I'm not. I drove years ago at night. Never again. Yeah, if I was to ever do the whole Uber X thing, it would most likely be the daytime. I never work the evenings past 9 o'clock at night. It's just not my thing. And yes, you'll notice my face will get redder as I go along. It's not because I'm blushing. It's because these softbox lights are really intense. And I haven't live streamed in a while. And this office is really small. So with this office being small, I have to have the door closed for my son. So you might notice that, but that's okay. I get used to it, but my face feels so hot right now. You just get used to it. But yeah, I guess getting a cleaning fee is great, but having the smell as you're driving around, that's just horrible. The fees they would pay out dropped over time as I reported them. Why am I not surprised by that? LJ says in the UK, there is a company called Deliveroo, okay, and they're growing again as Just Eat. And Uber are big players. Deliveroo have got the contract for Screwfix, which is a big DIY company. Like, it's like, what are they not coming up with? Here in Montreal, Guillaume, which is, by the way, for those wondering, is GTQC #1. That is Guillaume. We know each other personally speaking. He has mentioned that for here, it's not through any one of those merging, but I've mentioned it in a previous video. Guillaume, what is it for the SQDC, the name of it that you said? Was it like ACES or something like that? It's basically a third party where you can go deliver cannabis, because cannabis is legal here. And you can go do the drop-offs. And how it works is the client that you're going to drop off for, they get charged a $9 service fee, but that fee goes to you. And then additionally, you can get like cash tips at the door and such. So if it was $9 and let's say it takes 30 minutes of your time to go drop off just a little bit of cannabis, I mean, that's easy. Verify the ID, get it dropped off, and you're good. EVA. All right, that's what it's called, EVA or AVA. Of course it was a Christmas party that did it, Kenny, of course. What happened to the New Year's one? The $150 was done by Uber that charges the client when I sent proof of it. Oh my God, you have to take a picture of that? That's horrible. And I have techniques to clean it super fast and make sure I have cover on my carpets. But never got those major horror stories that some have had everywhere in the back of the car. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that. The most that's in the back of my car anyways is my delivery bags, if I'm going to be completely honest. So, let's talk about some more numbers here. So, we're going to talk about how did I do this week. So, I've admitted to working roughly about 10 hours this week. And I'm choking on my own air. That's fantastic. So, I worked roughly about 10 hours this week. Majority of the hours that I worked was Thursday and Friday. And Ash did $122.53. The $11.23 of it was skip the dishes for one order because I could secure only one 4-hour block. And the other rest of it was Uber. And the reason why this is because I believe highly that New Year's resolution and people needing to save money was a very huge factor. So my question to you, lovelies, is how did you do this week? So regardless if it was Uber, Skip, DoorDash, or anything in between, if you're comfortable with sharing, please share how you're doing this week, because I think a lot of us gig workers have been suffering. I know that my brother, for now, to make ends meet, yeah, tell me about it, Benjamin. To make ends meet, for example, he is even going out on daytimes on Tuesdays. So myself, Mondays and Tuesdays, I devote to content. And in the evenings, on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I can no longer go out because of my partner's schedule finishing at 9 and the time that I have to work. Well, the time that my partner works, and then I have to be with my son, rather. And then because of the fact that on Thursdays and Fridays, my partner doesn't work, that allows me to go out. Now, I can go out during school hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we all know Mondays and Tuesdays are just dead. So if I was to go out, it's on Wednesdays, but it's horrible because in my area, there's just no orders that are coming through. Kenny says, it was a work party. I stayed home for New Year's for that year. Basically still recovering. Hey, I get you. It doesn't get any easier to... Well, the thing is, Wild, is you know, too many people are just literally either recovering for Christmas, maybe, maybe as you said there, it's hard to tell. Okay, so Benjamin, I do move around. I move around on the South Shore. I move to Brassard location. I move to Longueuil. I go to Distant. It makes absolutely no difference. It's a dead zone. Now, the only reason why I won't go to the city anymore, I know, I get you, Wild. The only reason why I don't go to the city anymore is because of the fact that I drive a Nissan Rogue. And with me driving a Nissan Rogue, it's just far too large for me to be able to park it decently. Overnight tonight, we're getting 15 centimeters of snow. Friday, we're supposed to get another 15 centimeters of snow. Just this past weekend, we got dumped with 15 centimeters of snow. And I can't say that the snowplows are out to the best benefit for us gig workers, especially in the city of Montreal, for the fact that I wouldn't be able to park my car just so I can be able to get out the car and go get some of the orders. It makes my anxiety way too high. It's not an excuse. I just simply driving a Nissan Rogue, it does not park very easily. Plus, just to get there, I got about a 20 minutes drive, maybe 15, towards going into the city. And then there's no guarantee. And this has happened to me last year in January when I went out to go do orders. Unfortunately speaking, it's just the money's not there. Too many people are saving since spending on the holidays. And then additionally, they have New Year's resolutions of don't hate, Benjamin, don't hate. Too many New Year's resolutions of I want to lose weight, I want to go to the gym, if I am going to eat healthy, I'm going to go to the store and get the food myself. So I don't know if I can really hate on that, but I know for a fact it's not going to be to probably mid-February where it really starts to increase. And sadly enough, I got to cruise along and hope that it gets better, because that's how I'm doing. So, what was my highest tip of the week? Luckily, tips are not the worst here. You still got some pretty good tippers, even though the New Year's resolutions have kicked in. My highest tip this week was $13.61. So I will take that as a tip because, to be honest, have I ever tipped something like $13 on any of these gig apps? No. I mean, as you probably know, I don't use these gig apps, but I have in the past. And when I do, it's probably about a $6 or $7 tip, depending on what the order is, because I don't get anything too big or too fancy. Guillaume says, last week I did $4.60 on Uber Eats, $1.55 on Skip, and $16 on DoorDash. And you are very lucky to be getting that, my friend, especially with the factor that in Sherbrooke it's still going well. But correct me if I'm wrong, there was a lot of hours that you put in there on Uber from what I saw. Like, you had the hours online. I have a hair in my hand. You have the hours online, and then you have the active hours. So your active hours was way, way less, but your online hours was a lot more. So, I don't know why this chat box does this. Let me just do this, because I'm just having... Of course, I just got rid of my chat box. Give me a second, guys. Where did it go here? Where's my chat? I just lost my chat box, guys. One sec. Because, oh, there we go. That's the crappy part about OBS. You move things around by touching the screen one time. One time. It's all it takes. There we go. Because I'm trying to read the chat. There we go. Earnings from Jan 1st to the 6th, pathetic. DoorDash gave you 70 and Uber 105. Well, I gotta say this, my friend. You still made more than me. How much, how many hours did you put in there, Wild? Curious to know. Yeah, online was very high, but active was lower. Were you at home, Guillaume, when you were doing the online, or did you go out and about? I think geographically it might be against you. The river cuts you, the city, in 3 separate parts. That probably doesn't help you. No, you're right. It doesn't. And being on the South Shore, I'm probably not going to move anytime soon. Sorry, I'm just moving this chat around here, guys. Give me a sec. There we go. Because I can, like, modify my chat, and there's a little heart. You guys can see it on your thing right there. That heart is constantly blocking, like, the number that every single one of you guys keep putting in, so I can't read it properly. Guillaume says, but don't forget I stay online with Uber even when I do skip too. So I know I do the exact same thing. Because the markets are super dead currently right now, I am able to do that. So I'm able to be online with Uber Eats and doing a skip order or vice versa. And to be completely honest, when a Uber order comes in, I don't even worry about skip, because with skip, I absolutely get like nothing that comes in for a 4-hour badge. KK, hi ma'am, I'm watching you for the first time. Do you do Uber Eats? Absolutely, I do Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, and DoorDash. And previously, I used to work for Instacart. I'm happy you popped in. Wow, just sit at home waiting for... So, I don't know if any of you lovelies follow me on Instagram, but basically what ended up happening is the other evening, I was at home, and I finished doing gig work at like 8:30 at night. I think this was Friday night. This is the most recent Friday night. And I sitting here, and I thought when I drove home that I turned off Uber. And on my nightstand beside me, I hear trip radar going off. Like the notification was much louder than I anticipated. And so I turn around and I open my phone and I notice that Uber Eats was on the entire 4 hours that I was home. Now from 8:30 to 12:30, it is expected that you're probably not going to get pings and orders because it's more of a dead time. But I mean, I'm thinking maybe from 10:30 to 12:30, I would have got something. I had 4 solid hours this past Friday night of 0 orders that came in. And it was just a crappy trip radar order that just pinged on my phone. So for me, sitting at home with the online time, it's not as easy, for example, as my brother that lives more closer to the boulevard. I live on more residential cross streets. It's more private. It's more quiet. But my brother happens to live more towards the boulevard. So that's probably why. But unfortunately, I don't get the luxury of just turning on these apps and cruising along at home and hoping for the best. I have no choice but to drive about 5 or 6 kilometers before I start getting something. Luckily enough, I will get some orders, but I also find that lunchtime deliveries are not going the smoothest for me. So, the lowest tip of the week. I don't know if anybody wants to go onto their Uber app or DoorDash or whatever app and disclose what your lowest was, but I will be more than happy to share mine. Mine was $5, and this was the tip baiting customer. And for those that don't know, if you check on my community tab, I recently shared that I was tip baited. Now, even though she paid me $5, the initial offer on this, it came in as a single stack. It was $16 for Wendy's. Mind you, it was for Wendy's. Guillaume's lowest was 0. Fair enough. That's because your base pay was probably high enough. I know you. You're not going to take a non-tip order unless there's a high base fare. But it was a $16 for 5 to 6 kilometers. It was Wendy's, so I was super skeptical about that. Skeptical about that. I was like, I don't trust this, but I took it. As I'm driving towards the Wendy's, they offer me a stack on $10 for the Wendy's for 1 kilometer. I was like, okay, that's simple. I'm getting $26 and I'm going to be going for about 7 kilometers total. So I took it. But my concern is Wendy's is not the first time I've been tip baited from there. Long story short, I'm gassing up. I'm on the phone and I turn around to my partner and I said, I think I got tip baited. And then I look into the app and it was like an hour and a half later and you can see that I made 21 instead of 26. Now 21 versus 26 is not that bad. And for just a couple of dollars, I could say, just leave it. But in all honesty, what I felt is because of the fact that these apps are not busting out orders, it's too quiet, I'm not making enough money, that there's no way in hell that I was gonna let Uber allow this to happen. So I called. It was this $5 tip order that was originally supposed to be $9 and change. Talked to the supervisor, told them this is not fun. This is like dangling a carrot in front of somebody. But I actually had a feeling that this was going to happen. My brother, the exact same time for daytime, he had an Uber Eats order that he did. I don't know the total, like kilometer wise, but I know it was an $11 order and it was an alcohol order. So I was on the phone with him when he was dropping off the order. He's scanning the ID. He's like, I'm sorry, it's just going to take a moment. You know, I got to scan the ID. And then he finds out later on, he told me, he's like, I was on the, sorry guys, I was on with support for 1 hour. I was like, what were you on support with 1 hour for? He's like, because I got tip baited on the whole alcohol order. So the whole tip itself was $11. he got tip baited the $11. So the problem with his scenario is that he kept routing around to support. And unfortunately, because of that, yeah, I kept telling him, you can stop wasting an hour of your time. Don't talk to support. Just go to a manager. And then eventually he got his tip back. Johan, I've never been tip baited, but it must feel horrible to accept an order for an X amount and a customer is able to tip bait you not for doing anything wrong. Yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. Yes, I won't lie about it. Unfortunately, that's the thing that Uber says is they will just turn around and tell you that, well, it is optional for tips. And I 100% consent to that. I 100% agree that it is optional to tips to, put a tip on there. But the thing is that us delivery drivers, and I guess many customers don't understand this, is we can see that you tipped in advance. So we can see it, we accept it, and I'm a gig worker. I'm accepting that gig for that price, so that should not be revoked. So the crappy part about it is that it's not like Uber's gonna turn around and say, we know that your tip got removed and we don't know the reason why, let us put up the base fare to make it help compensate. They don't bother with that. They just say, oh, well, tipping is optional. Completely understandable, tipping is optional. But then again, so was me even taking that order. And I took the order knowing that the price was that. So, yeah, it's crappy. Oh, it is really hard to maintain these cheeks not getting so red. I don't know where I read it. I was once told to take an instance of tip baiting to the restaurant and address it with them. I've never done this. I would agree. Absolute 100% waste of time. Because the restaurant has no responsibility about our customers tipping. Now, what might be reflected from that response is the fact that if you go to the restaurant and the restaurant screws up the order, that could be something that we can ding as the reason why we got tip baited. But let's be honest, those that do get tip baited, you're not being tip baited because the restaurant messed up. You're being tip baited because the person just wanted to be ignorant enough to remove your tip. Now, I know some people in my comments, and it's normally customers or trolls, they will turn around and say, do you ever take a second to stop and consider the fact that maybe you screwed up the order? Absolutely. The first thing I do is I go to my survey. If my survey is not docked or not hit, I didn't screw up the order. But also, I have a pretty good memory of the orders that I'm doing, because it's not like I'm doing 25 orders and I'm like, oh, I don't remember this one to this one. I know exactly which order that I'm doing, so if I know I gave you good customer service, that should prompt it that, I know it was fine. So I do think that if you go to a restaurant, they're just going to tell you to walk out the door and stop wasting their time. Exactly. If you accept an order for $10 and then it goes to $4 for no reason, when you know you would have not taken that order for $4, you have no reason to be upset. You have all the reason to be upset. Yes, absolutely. I have told support, if I wanted to take a non-tip order, I would simply take a non-tip order. And I've also said it. I'm not one of those delivery drivers that's going to take a non-tip order and make your food freeze. I'm not going to take a non-tip order and show up your door and insult you. I'm not going to take a non-tip order and eat your food in the car. I'm simply not going to do the order. I don't have bad intentions. Whatever anybody else does is their, shenanigan, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm not one of those gig workers to do stuff like that. So if I'm going to accept an order, it's because it's a good paying order, and generally speaking, I want to complete it. But I don't want to be mistreated on the way there and back for no reason. I mean, it's my gas, it's my car, it's my time, and I understand that I signed up for this line of work, but it definitely makes people get extremely upset. So, my question to you lovelies is, for anybody that did gig work this week, what was your app this week? So, mine was definitely Uber. I don't think I have any more answers, do I? No, I do. I don't remember these. Mine was definitely Uber because I only made $11 from Skip. But it changes per week. It does. I do have a schedule with Skip the dishes. They originally scheduled me for tomorrow between like 10:45 to 2:45, but I can't go for that because I'm getting my tattoo tomorrow. So because of that, I'm not going for that Skip the dishes shift. Benjamin. If you want Ben, I can just call Ben. If you prefer Benjamin, I'll go Benjamin. Last tip of the day rolled in. $3.28 on Uber Eats in 10 hours. Damn. Plus another 10 on DoorDash. Okay, I dig it though. I mean, for 10 hours, $3.28. You must be in a really, really good market. Like, damn. Can I get some of that going on here? I noticed too that many of us like do like the secondary app is like 1 or 2 orders. Like, it's never like, oh, I'm getting 50% from this one and 50% from that one. Although Guillaume did good with Skip. He got like 100 and something on Skip and the rest was pretty much Uber. But most of us are a secondary app is like 1 or 2 orders because we have it on the side. We don't expect it to give us an order. They give us an order and then we're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get this order done. And it's like with Skip the Dishes. I just do the order. They'll pay me out on Thursday and that's it. That's all. Yours was Uber and Instacart. Oh, I remember the day when Instacart used to actually pay. Now they don't. I think somebody just subscribed. Yes. Awesome. I can hear notifications going off. I don't know if you guys hear the sound effects, but I can hear somebody just subscribed. Let's see. Did you cash out early this week? We already saw that answer. Yes, I did. So I 100% believe in early cash out, but it depends on everybody's scenario. Mine is relatively balanced with Uber Eats and DoorDash. Hey, if it works for you, why not? I wish mine was. Because if mine was, then I would be able to probably make some more money since Uber's not balancing out for me right now. Yeah, my area's Instacart is great. There is no tip bait in the UK. We only get tips after we deliver the order. It's an option for Uber customers. No tips on Just Eats. Last year I made $5.98 for the year. Wow. I didn't even know that that was a doable option. That's pretty cool. Can we get that? Why can't Canada be as good as that? Don't forget, Skip, I keep 80 acceptance rate, so I always get $8. Guillaume, you sound like my brother. He tells me all the time, he's like, you gotta keep your acceptance rate up with Skip in order to get the good orders. It's always Uber in Canada. They seem to have the vast majority of the market, yes. There's no doubt in my mind that DoorDash does. But with DoorDash, I have a 3% or 4% acceptance rate. So because of that, it's like I can't do Dash now. I can barely get on the schedule. So if you can't get on with them, I find that nothing works out with them in mine. Do you guys have catering apps in Canada? And if so, have you looked into working them? They are really good, actually. No, not that I know of. At least not in Quebec here. You can probably get catering gigs with DoorDash here, but not any specific apps. The only other app that I opened up and I have a profile with, but I never did anything for, was TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit is acceptance rate is 0. Okay, then they just don't like me, Wild. What do you want me to say? TaskRabbit is a company that basically it allows you to do different tasks for. So let's say painting, cleaning, dog walking, etc., etc. The problem with TaskRabbit that has not made me jump the gun, because honestly I think that would be awesome for videos and content, is TaskRabbit will not help you out in the sense of payment. So let's say I go do a cleaning service, for example, and I go and clean somebody's house. Well, if they decide that they don't want to pay me, TaskRabbit is not going to dig up the money from them. So that's the problem. TaskRabbit is also Uber Eats. That doesn't surprise me. That's probably why you can't dig up the money. So they don't allow you to dig up the money from them. So I have a very, very big issue with that. And so because of that, if you're doing like jobs that are just more than just picking up food or groceries, I mean, that's something that, I don't know, just tears me up inside. Lauren, hi Ash, Happy New Year's. Hope all is well to you and the fans. Super happy to see you back to stream again. Thank you so much, love. It's very great to see you pop in here. I hope everything's going great for you. I'll definitely be reaching out. I still have Instagram, or you can even, pop me on Facebook Messenger there if you like. But it's just really good to see you, Lauren. Thank you so much. Guillaume, with Uber's acceptance rate, I used to keep it high to use the diamond perks, but since I was stuck doing deliveries, it goes down to 20 to 30%. Yeah, I don't know what mine is. I think mine's down to like 5% now. Because the orders have been horrible recently. I can't believe TaskRabbit is owned by Uber Eats. Wow, it is just breaking my heart. What could have I done better this week? I mean, this is not that I'm trying to give everybody a pep talk or anything else. I think I'm done on that. Yeah, I'm done on that one. Let's stop that one. No, let's... Wow. Why do I do this to myself, guys? There, let's just get that back. So what could I have done better this week? Worked more. That one is for sure. I did not work a lot. There we go. I didn't work a lot. And I probably could have done better, but when the snow falls, Ash hides inside. That's kind of what I do. So, I did not do a lot of orders this week. I did not work very much. I was supposed to work on Saturday and Sunday. I did not work on either or. Is there any way you can just get shop and pay orders on Uber? No, Taman. You can... Wait. Let me quote that. Hold on. I shall check that. Actually, very good question. I'm on Uber Eats now because I know for a fact that you can do like shop and pay and toggle it off. If I go to my settings. Nope. You can... Oh yeah, you can. You can just turn off deliveries. There's a check mark on deliveries. Click deliveries and turn it off. That's it. And then you can just be shop and pay orders with Uber Eats if you want. Yes, you can absolutely do that. So yeah, it's possible. Guillaume, yeah, I'm at 25% on Uber. I'm at like 5%. What I just saw. Absolutely, I've been kind of hibernating or hermiting lately due to health, etc. But yes, we must chat and catch up. I understand. I'm just, well, I mean, all of our health issues are different, but I'm just getting over a bug that I've had for a while. So I'm glad to hear that you seem to be up and about, and that's awesome. I wish you the best this year. I wish everybody the best this year. I'm excited for this year. You have to have deliveries on, so what happens if I toggle this thing off? Let's see. I'm gonna toggle it off and let's see what they say. Okay. I'm on gold. Yes, I got little silly faces. I have a kid, people. One service must always be on. And shop and pay is not classified as a service. Thanks for that, Guillaume. So, Taman, no, you can't. Because if you click it, I know you won't be able to see my screen, but if it says that one service must always be on, you can't do it. Interesting. And for services, they tell me that I can go for rides and deliveries. You can do both, but I'm not doing the inspection or anything else. I've topped up on this when it comes to food deliveries that, well, rideshare rather, that I won't do Uber X or rideshare. Absolutely not doing that. But yeah, this week I could have done more. For example, tomorrow's Wednesday. I cannot go out for daytime deliveries because from 12 to 3 o'clock I have a block for my tattoo. So because of that, I can't do that. And I can't do dinner time because my partner works. So that means it's the same shindig. Thursday, Friday I can't. I have an appointment in the afternoon. It's just, I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at that. If you just check on deliveries, I've noticed that the shop and pays just go down, and eventually I have to turn Uber Eats on to get shop and pay orders. Ridiculous settings from Uber. Yeah, I've also noticed that sometimes they will lock you in. So, GT, for example, GTQC number 1, he sometimes gets forced by Uber to only do Uber X or only do deliveries. So, that's the unfortunate part. First tattoo, Lauren. Yes, first tattoo. And I'm gonna get it on my forearm right here. So, I'm super excited. Where am I at here? I can, since now I have Uber X, so I can have shop and pay. Yeah, so you can do that, but if the other person doesn't have Uber X, absolutely. Ash, can you tell me if you know, do delivery drivers for Uber in an EV get better or more orders? As I'm going EV next week on an EV as Uber promotes about getting... I wish I knew. I'm not on an EV. I'm on a gas guzzler. but I don't know if you can necessarily get more from it. I'm gonna say they're gonna promote it and you're probably not gonna get more. Frank the Pug, my brother. Are you still streaming? Are you still on your stream? Yes, you are. There's no way you would not be on your stream. Welcome, Frank. Thanks for coming by. I'd love to have been able to do more. I'm kind of miss doing deliveries. Well, Kenny, you can do mine. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. My chat says hi. Hi, chat. How does your chat say hi? Are you like putting my stream up on the screen or something? Is that what you're doing, Frank? My brother Frank is a Twitch streamer. Yeah, Lauren, I can send you the design on Messenger or something later on. I designed it myself, so I'm super excited. I can't wait to get my first... I'm a little nervous, of course, because it's probably going to hurt like a bitch, but I'm super excited for it because it's something that I needed to get done for 2024. You literally have my live stream up on this. You're so funny, aren't you, Frank? Well, then they would all know that you're a noob anyways, so I'll say it loud and proud. Kenny, I think they may be a little too far of a try. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think you're right, absolutely. Sorry, Tamad, Instacart has reduced the pay significantly. My earnings have reduced by 50%. How the company and other drivers are surviving. Easy, I don't work for Instacart. I am surviving by not working for Instacart anymore. That is how I'm surviving. I don't work for Instacart no more. I used to, but now I don't. Do you make any money from YouTube, if you don't mind me sharing? Yes, I actually shared my income from YouTube on a recent video. I have shared about how much I made in the year 2023. You have fun, need to go back to Scape. You mean RuneScape. Bye, Frank. See you later. I'll probably come and bug you later on. Tell Beggar I say hi. Although I don't know if he's streaming tonight. It's Tuesday? No. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Okay, I don't think he's streaming tonight. From YouTube, my YouTube earnings has, which is very common, it dipped for the month of January, which it's common, it's the new year, mostly because of impact from Christmas, holidays, New Year's and such. On average, I was making anywhere between, I don't know, $25 to $45 a day. Right now, I'm maintaining, in the last 2 weeks, anywhere between $16 to $25 a day. So, as much as I took a hit from my gig work, I also took a hit on my YouTube. For the EV, if you only do deliveries, you won't get more, at least from what I heard. But if you were doing rideshare, you can increase your chances of getting more rides depending on the type of car. I would definitely do that. Yeah, this one is kind of definitely symbolic towards my 2023 year. So it was a rough year that I mentioned about, so because of that, it's a very specific tattoo, absolutely. Also in Montreal, you can do Uber Connect, basically a delivery from a person to person, or even a business that sends it to an ordinary customer and not using Uber Eats. Of course, Uber has everything that they can put into place, don't they? It's just a non-stop format. Yeah, Time, when it comes to YouTube though, it's because it's based on your RPM. So it's all based on how YouTube, your advertisers, how much they want to provide you for the value of your videos. So as this year increases, I have a lot more search-based content that I am going to be working on. Unfortunately, my recordings from today, I recorded a video today, and because of this room, all of this side of my face was all red throughout the recording. But I'm going to use the footage anyways because it's what I got. But your value might change from video to video. It changes every single day, and I'm hoping it's going to go up more. Joseph, I got tipped this morning on Uber Eats. 11 order reduced to $3 after a polite delivery with a large coffee order to a small business in Oakville. When I acquired Uber Eats, they refused to help. Joseph, call Uber Eats and just tell them I know you won't be able to help me, so please give me a supervisor. If you do that, you will get a supervisor on the phone that will be more than glad to give you your money's worth. But if you just go straight to support, support can't do jack you know what, and they're only going to give you $3. Yeah, support with Uber Eats is the absolute worst. They do not support in any shape, way, or form. So when it comes to ever being tip baited, if it is on after hours, unfortunately speaking, for after hours, you'll have to call back because you won't get a supervisor at that time. And I'm not even sure what their after hours are. I listed for about 8 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So if it's anything after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're likely not going to get a manager. And because of that, you won't get your money back. So you got to be a little savvy on your timing, but you got to go straight to a manager. So if you just got tip baited this morning, depending on what your time zone is and what time it is, you can call them back. Just be polite about it. Super polite about it. I understand that you want to help me, but unfortunately, I know that you can't, and I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let them know I know tipping is optional, but I accepted an order with a tip. I provided good service, etc., etc., and asked to be transferred to a manager, and the manager will give you your money back. Taman, you have good hold on digital media. Do you have plans to quit gig and get into digital media full time? I have a lot of plans for this year. That's what I'm going to say. How they're going to pan out, I don't know. I wouldn't say that I'm going into digital media, but I will say on my Instagram, I'm going to be using videos to promote things that I'm going to be doing myself. How can I say this without saying it, because I haven't even started it yet? Like, I got to hold on to something that I want to try. And obviously, when you get an audience size at a certain level, it makes you want to experiment more. I will never get out of gig work as long as I keep my YouTube channel. But my goal for 2024 is to work the least amount of gig work possible that I can, but still maintain the information that I need. You are very welcome, Joseph. So you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I believe in multiple income streams. So right now I have deliveries is one. It doesn't matter the apps. I just put one. I have YouTube, which is from ad revenue and everything else. And I have affiliate marketing, which is when people go on my Amazon, either the webpage or they click the link in my videos and they buy that product or other products on Amazon. I get paid a commission anywhere between 1 to 20% depending on the product. So those are my 3 income streams, and I am hoping I'm going to boost it quite a lot, but I have a way of boosting it. But I don't want to give too much away because I'm very much a believer in doing versus talking about it. There are a few people like my brother and such that know where I'm headed for 2024, but I do want to make significant changes. Any idea when we can see your tax report? You won't for a while. If we're lucky, we're gonna see our tax documents from Uber Eats probably in February, but that doesn't mean you can't start. How do I say this? With the form that you need to fill in, and depending if you do your taxes yourself, all you need is mainly the given information on the amounts that you make. It's a very symptomatic form. I don't remember the number of the form. I know I made a video about it, but basically you need your numbers, and your numbers you can get off the app directly. If you really want to wait for it, I'm very happy to see you too. I guess I'm gonna AZN. I'm gonna go with AZN. I'm gonna simplify it. So I'm very happy to see you here. I was just saying earlier before, it's really, really nice to see people that are always in my comments. So I appreciate you stopping by, love. Just got off 5 hours with Uber Eats and a dashing shift. I'm staying home and hibernating from the snow in Montreal. So yeah, Taman, I would say for your stubs, you're probably gonna wait till February. But like I said, you don't have to not do it now. You could totally go ahead and start doing, like, here's what I'm gonna be doing is while I'm waiting to get everything kind of, AZN is good. Good, because I'm gonna slaughter any other name. While I am waiting for my stubs and everything else to come out, what I'm choosing to do is all my gas receipts are like down here in a drawer in a box. So I'm gonna pull them all out. I'm gonna make a spreadsheet, which is what I did last time. And with the spreadsheet is I'm gonna list everything that I need to, because I'm a little OCD with it and I do my own taxes. The place I gassed up, how much was it per liter, how many liters I put in, what was my method of payment, and the address of that location of the gas place. So 6 things on my spreadsheet if I get to it. And why is my computer making random noises? OBS Studio? Huh. If you guys see that I disconnected and reconnected, it's because apparently OBS disconnected and reconnected, but I should be good. Should be good. Yeah, there we go. I see it now. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I'm going to do my gas stubs and everything else beforehand, so. I have my tax bill for last year, which needs paying this month, or taxman will be after me. LJ, you do taxes early. Wow, we do them like February here. AZN, $29.93 per active dash. Can you give some of that my way? Because we don't have that. We don't have that here. I haven't had that amount. Yeah, it's okay, Guillaume. I got it fixed. It seems to be fine. I have not had that amount of money here per hour in a while. Like, if I can get like 22 to 23 an hour, I'm lucky. Tavan, do you have a training course on how to do affiliate marketing? Would love to learn that skill. I don't, because I'm not the queen of affiliate marketing. I mean, there's another YouTuber, his name is Cart, and he talks about it, the fact that it's his main income source, and I realize how it's because he makes a lot of content about the type of products. So I make some money off affiliate marketing, but out of, let's say, all 3 of my incomes, whether it's deliveries, YouTube, and affiliate marketing right now is at the bottom of my list. Like, it does not bring me in a lot of money. It brings me in, like, currently right now, less than $50 a month. So I want it to build, but I gotta change my technique when it comes to affiliate marketing. But I don't know. I kind of like just putting the links there and let people do what they want to do versus, like, me trying to put the push on it. But I totally think that if I could put a push on it, it would be better. But I can't make a course on something that I'm not a pro at. No drop off here. Okay, so then it was just OBS bugging me. Which, I mean, it's my first live stream in a while, so, you know, I gotta get through the kinks of it. Like I said, my face is super red from start to finish because of the lights, because it's a small office. OBS is telling me one thing versus another. Like, you're never gonna know what's gonna happen when you're doing a live stream. But with me, with live stream, the only thing is once I'm done the stream, guys, these eyes are not gonna be able to function. That's why I don't really keep up with live streaming. For those that want to know, I do plan on keeping up with live streaming. So what I'm probably going to be doing going forward is every week on Tuesday nights, I'm going to pop in here. And I'm going to be doing these exact same things on my screen. Is it this one? No, it's that one. I'm going to be popping in everything here on my screen with the questions. And I'm going to fill in my own answers. So if I don't do gig work, I'm going to mention, like, for example, how did Ash do? I'm going to say straightforward. I didn't do gig work this week. Versus anything else. Like, if I have my answers, I'm going to pop them in. And I would love for anybody that comes into the chat, like, I want to start being able to just share that, just to vibe, just to hang out. My favorite thing when it comes to doing live streams is the chat box. Absolutely the chat box. Because it's you guys that makes the difference when it comes to live streams. I can talk about any topic that I want, but I'm going to keep it that it's the same routine, just so we can vibe off of it and hang out together. And then, as you can see, I just navigate to the chat. LJ, UK tax year is April to April. And start paying it in July, and then the end date is the 31st. Jan every year. I got another text. The text from the taxman says, I'm only one step away from finishing it, so paying it tomorrow. Very nice. Sad that it has to be paid, but I know how the taxman works. I'm my own taxman, but I pay for the software. So my lovelies, it has been fun hanging out with you guys this evening, but I actually am going to be signing off because I still have to get up early for my son to take him to school. But I really do appreciate you guys hanging out here, and I really hope that you guys are going to be coming back here again next week. I'm going to be doing this every Tuesday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'm just going to be popping in some questions, popping in some answers, just having some fun with things. I hope that these live streams will kick off more, that we're going to have some more engagement in it. So feel free to share these live streams with anybody else that you know that are gig workers. They don't have to be gig tubers or anything else like that. I don't mind talking about like the whole YouTube aspect or anything else, but my goal is just to make a platform for us to hang out and, you know, share together. So with that being said, my lovelies, I'm going to sign off here, and I'm going to catch you guys next week. No baseball. Kitty, I want you back regardless of baseball. Have a good night, guys.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine 'cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. 'Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. 'Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. You are like me, and I'm like you. You are like me, and I'm like you. There's so many ways to be happy.